today is Nifty Nozzles. So anybody who doesn't want to know how to fill a piping bag, use the nozzles, then go and get yourself a cup of tea, because I'm going to be 10 minutes doing that. And everything else is just about Nifty Nozzles today. So let me just talk to you about what we're actually going to make. So if John has a look over here, we're not going to make this one. This was just a whole load of cakes that I had together, and they're not really colour coordinated really. So they're just a whole load of cakes I just put together in this bowl that I had in the fridge, and they're not edible now, if I'm really honest. I had a little accident with one or two of them, so one of them fell out, as they do, and will probably fall out tonight when we're popping one. So can you see this lovely little beauty here? So this one fell out, so I thought, you know, I'll just leave him. And if you're wondering about these different effects, okay, these are made with Nifty Nozzles. So I think John's got you zoomed in on there, and there's a nice red one here. And then there's a pink one, and then an orange one. Now these are made with Nifty Nozzles, and I'm going to show you how to do these in a couple of weeks. These are a completely different Nifty Nozzle altogether, and some of you have been asking me about them, and I suppose they could look like a peony really, I don't know. This is actually a leaf nozzle of Nifty Nozzles. I've just used it to make a flower, and then there's some other nozzles there. So when we come back in a couple of weeks, I am going to show you how to use those nozzles. So we're back there now. Okay, so let's just talk about Karen Davies, who was on last week. And if John just wants to come round here, John. So this is Karen Davies' Buttercream mould that she demonstrated with last week. Karen was very kind enough to come along and join us last week and show us how to use the moulds, and I know lots of you bought them. So who loves it so far? Please give me a cheer if you did. Okay, it's a fabulous mould. I have had a little go at it myself. As you can see, I've used a little bit of Karen Davies sugar paste. I think I probably ate more, if I'm really honest, than I put in the mould. This one's the marshmallow flavour, and it tastes divine. It's absolutely gorgeous. And if any of you bought Karen Davies sugar paste, I'm sure you're going to say the same as me. It tastes fantastic. Very, very easy to use on the mould. Great for covering cakes. And the one thing I did realise when Karen was here last week, I realised that as much as I scream and shout about the Colour Splash gel colours, I actually didn't stock any colours, and that's now been rectified. So on our website, it's just a small selection. I have brought in the Colour Splash powders. Now, I just want to point out a couple of things to you. There's more colours than this. This is just a few. So we've got the Colour Splash powders here. If it says pearl, this means that you brush them on top of your sugar paste decoration. You can add it to your mix, but it won't give you the pearl effect. So I wouldn't really bother, really, because they've got like a nice pearly lustre in there. So you can add it to your sugar paste, you can add it to your buttercream if you really want to. You can add it to anything, it's all edible. But personally, if it's got pearl on it, just use it for decorating your cakes with. Now these ones here say food colour, okay? And on our website, they're known as matte, because that's the way it tells me on the supplier I buy them from. So, but when they arrived, it said food colour. And this means, again, you can brush it onto your decorations, but the colour you can actually add to your buttercream and to your fondant, sugar paste, whichever. I've also bought the rainbow dust colours in as well, because they had a nice selection of colours, slightly different. And again, same principle, they all work the same. They've got the plain and simple range, they've got the iridescent range and the metallic range, which is here. And we added some paintbrushes to the kit as well. So if any of you are struggling on where to buy everything, because these are the brushes that Karen used, she did say get a nice big flat one like that. And then you've got all these. These are more for painting, okay? And these are for dusting, yeah? And then just to remind you of the favourite cakes that everybody always raves about at Nifty Nozzles. So these are a couple of the dome cakes. They're looking a bit knackered now because we've had them a long time. So this is the pink dome cake. I'm going to be doing pink and whites today. So I'm just going to keep with two colours today. So it's pink and whites we're going to work with. And then we did a blue and white dome cake. The wedding cake, all very, very easy. And the tulip cake over there that I made for you the other week. So I hope you like all those. If you can hear some ruffling in the background, it's just because I'm getting some bags ready. So I know a couple of weeks ago somebody wasn't too impressed that I was filling bags on the programme, but you know, not everybody knows how to fill a piping bag, so that's what we have to do, fill a piping bag, show you how to do it. So as I say, I'm going to use pink and white colours. You'll see that these bags are in two different colours. There's a small and a large bag. I use the teal piping bags, and then they can see the small and you can see the large, okay? I actually prefer to use the small all the time, but I've actually ran out and I've only got large left available now for the rest of the bag, so we're just going to have to make do. But personally, don't buy the bigger bags unless you are used to holding a lot of buttercream. I would just keep refilling your small bag if I was you. So, Nifty Nozzles. What is Nifty Nozzles? So let me just talk about those. So Nifty Nozzles was invented by a gentleman called Alexander Lebedev. Okay, you've heard me go on about him a lot. He's actually based in Russia, and that's why they're called Russian piping tips. Now, Alexander and I got together to form a unit on how to promote our nozzles. And Laura and I have actually done some of our own designs as well, which Alexander has made for us. Unfortunately, unbeknownst to us, we didn't realise that China would actually copy our nozzles, copy our designs. And the market has now been flooded with lots of Chinese copies. Is there a difference? Absolutely. So I'm just going to point a couple out to you there. So when the first nozzles, Russian nozzles came out, the genuine ones are like this. This is what they're like. So they're nice and big, they're solid, they've got nifty nozzles on the side. So I don't know if John can see that very well. Can you see that very well? Nifty nozzles on the side, and it's got the number on as well. That number identifies which flower it makes. Does it really matter? No, you'll all get your favourite nozzle anyhow. On the other side, it says tulip, okay? Tulip does not mean that it's a tulip nozzle. That is the name of Alexander's company. Like we're called Sugar and Crumbs, Alexander's company is called Tulip, and that's all it means. So for all of you ladies who've rang me and told me you've got 10 nozzles of tulip, then what you need to do is look at the design on the top and you will see that they're all different. So the Chinese ones are here. So this is a great example. Chinese Nifty Nozzles. Chinese Nifty Nozzles. It's a bit difficult for me to show on the camera, but when I show people these lives at the cake shows or when they come to class, you can actually see the difference. So this is the large star nozzle. Just the quality and the cut of the star. So I'll just point a few of these out. And this is the 10 petal rose as well. So the 10 petal rose, can you see these tiny little slits? And see how our slits are nice and big. And that's because of the machines that we've cut them on. These are all made out of Chinese steel, okay? And these are made out of good quality, safe steel. The Chinese will tell you their steel is safe. If you ask them, can you eat them? I'm sure they'll tell you can eat them as well. Which I've never met anybody who's been able to eat a steel nozzle yet, but the Chinese will tell you anything that you want to hear. So if your nozzle doesn't have Nifty Nozzles on the side, then you have bought a copy. And the other reason is that when we brought these into the UK, we have to have them tested. We have to have them tested for quality purposes and to be able to sell them to you and to make sure that they are food safe. Also, when we sell a nozzle to you, as a proper company, and we are a proper company, unfortunately we've got to put VAT on, and that comes into the cost as well. So we're not just importing them from China, missing customs, selling them out to you. We have to bring them in, import them, package them up, send them out to you, and VAT is applicable. Unfortunately, that's the rules of the game. Lots of people do send me names, and they send me Facebook messages of companies that are selling the Chinese copies. If you go into those companies and have a look yourself, The legal requirement here in Europe is everybody who owns a website must put some contact details, and those contact details must be the company's name, registered address, okay, an email number, an email address so that you can physically see it. It must put your company number on and basically give you as much information about the company as possible so that you know what company you're dealing with. You'll find that these copy nozzles, when they're being sold by Facebook and you go through to their page, the only thing that they have is a contact page where you can send an email. You don't know where they come from. Once you've sent that email, you don't know who it's gone to. You get no return email. You're very lucky if you get a response. And it's quite shocking, really, that they're brazenly allowed to, you know, flaunt their sales like that they do. I don't know whether I've got my right word in there, but it's quite wrong that when you're running a company here in Europe, in England, you're doing everything by the book, and then companies like that can just come straight onto Facebook, advertise and sell copy products without a care. So it's quite upsetting, really. No wonder unemployment's low, and it's not just for us for nozzles, it's for any product. Just be careful who you're buying off. I'm still fighting the good fight with Amazon as well. So we've kicked off lots of people. We've kicked off lots of people off eBay, which we do daily. We've started on the USA, massive job that one is. And I'm still working on it. So that's me harping on about the Russian piping tips. The genuine Russian nozzles are Nifty Nozzles. So let's talk about buttercream. So in the winter, when I was showing you the buttercream, I was telling you to add some condensed milk. I use a plain, simple buttercream. So 500 grams of icing sugar, okay. Obviously I use flavoured icing sugar, which is my own product, Sugar and Crumbs. It's a fantastic product, and anybody who doesn't know about it, you should really come and try it. And once you've tried it, you'll be brought in on it. You'll love it. You can use our flavoured icing sugars for any recipe that requires sugar, but we're going to use it for the buttercream. And then 500 grams of icing sugar, 250 grams of just value butter. The one I'm using today is from, well, we picked it up in Asda actually. It's called Green Veil, this one, but we picked this one up in Asda. I'm not recommending this one. What I'm saying is any value butter, but don't use baking butter, don't use margarine. Baking butter and margarine are very soft and they won't hold. What will happen is when you're piping, you'll get a few flowers out and then you'll start to get blobs, okay? So for your buttercream, it's 500 grams of icing sugar, 250 grams of butter. It doesn't matter what your preference is. I always use unsalted. Some people like to use slightly salted, some people like to use salted. Again, that is down to you. In the winter, I added a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of condensed milk, and that was because it was so cold that even with the heating on in this metal bowl on the mixer here, the buttercream was actually going hard. So to keep it soft, I actually add condensed milk. Now we've had the other thing. Britain has actually had a fantastic May and a reasonable June. So apparently we've had the hottest temperatures ever. So now I'm fighting the good fight with the buttercream. So don't add condensed milk. Try and keep it as cool as you can. And at times when you make it, I've had to put it in the fridge as well. So I've only used room temperature butter and icing sugar, okay? You can add water if you don't want to use condensed milk in the winter. Hot water I would use, and you can add normal milk. Storage. There's lots of people have asked me about storage. If you're using the butter and water, you can put this in an airtight container, whatever's left afterwards, and keep it until the date on the packet, okay? So if the date on the packet, which is this one is until the 2nd of August, okay? So if I had any buttercream left from this batch now, I can actually put it into an airtight container and keep it till the 2nd of August. And even then, that's a best before, not a sell by. A best before means that's it at its best quality. After that, you have to see what you think of it. Doesn't mean it's gone off, just means it may not be at its premium quality. So I'm just going to ask John now, is there anybody asking any questions? Let him get a word in. Do we have any viewers?
We've lost 233.
So we've got 233 viewers listening to me going on with myself. Okay.
I saw two questions.
So, go on then.
The first one was if there are bags in stock.
Yes, we've got bags in stock. So Maria's just shouting out a couple of questions there. We do have the Tala bags in stock, which are in packs of 30. We've got small and large. I'm still waiting for the bulk bags of 100. I've been on to the supplier every single week. They're not in. So I've only got the small and the large made by Tala, and they are on the website. Okay, anybody who doesn't know our website, it's Sugar and Crumbs, which is www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk, and on there just go to shop and scroll down. You'll find the recipe on there. If you go to the shop, it's got home, shop, it's got brand, it's got videos. Just go to the shop section and you'll go down, you'll find the icing sugars, you'll find the edible food colours, you'll find Nifty Nozzles, you'll find the recipe, you'll find everything there. Cupcake cases, boxes, anything you want is on there, okay?
Can you just repeat the website address, please?
The website address is www.sugarand, which is AND, crumbs.co.uk. And those people who miss anything, if you message me afterwards, because as you know, I can't see all your questions, because as the feed is going along and John is filming, I'm the other side, so I can't see anything. Is Caroline with us tonight? No? Okay, I'm not sure.
Just yet.
Caroline's not managed to get on with us yet, and I'm not sure if Laura's joining us tonight. So what you're all going to have to do is, you're a great team, you join me every Monday, so if you can help each other out, and Maria is here, she'll always shout out a few things. So let me just show you this, okay? So this is our website, sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. It does ask about cookies, just click that off. You come to the website, and if you come to the website, you have these big boxes which, you know, so we've got here classes with Nifty Nozzles if you want to come on a class, cocoa powders, icing sugars, Nifty Nozzles, genuine Russian tips. Then we've got all the other, oh, missed a picture there. We've got all the other things that we sell. But what you can do is, see where you've got home, if you go to shop, drops down a list of all the things that we sell there. So you can find everything you need to find, or you can go to the shop by brand. So if we do shop by brand, and that's all the brands that we stock, if there's something in particular that you're looking for. Okay? So what I am going to tell you is I've put a sale on, a Summer Madness sale on for Nifty Nozzles. I've knocked a pound off the large nozzles, which are these. So these are £3.49 each. I've actually brought them down to £2.50. Okay, I think it's £2.50. No, I've brought more. Actually, I haven't taken more money off. £2.25. Tell you, I think I've got that Alzheimer's thing, you know. I can't remember anything these days. So I brought the large nozzles down to £2.25 each. That's a massive saving from £3.49. Okay, and it's only on for this week, so you've got up until Sunday night. After that, they're going back up in price. And then we've got the large nozzles, the extra large nozzles, okay, and this one is the Carnation, and these are £4.99, and I brought these down to £3.50, is it, John? I think they're £3.50 I brought these down, so that's the saving of £1.50 per nozzle. So grab them while you can now. I'm sure that's what I've actually brought them down to. And if I brought them down any cheaper, then you're doing very well. Okay? So that's all about the nozzles. So they're live on the website now if anybody wants to buy those. So let's go to our buttercream. Lots of people are always asking how to two-tone the buttercream. So first of all, we're going to cut a bag.
When did the sale start?
Pardon?
When did the sale start?
The sale started
What, an hour ago?
About an hour ago. I put it on live just before we came on. So don't worry, girls, it's all there for you. So let me just see. So how to cut the nozzle for the piping bag. So pop your nozzle in, okay? And then, so you can see the end there, just snip it there. So where that little snip is. And then just push the nozzle back and go back to the little snip and just above the little snip, straight across. and then just pop your nozzle out, okay? And your nozzle should then, your piping bag should be in line with your nozzle. Now, why do we do that? Okay, very simple. Well, if you cut your bag up to here, yeah, if your buttercream's too hard, what's going to happen is the pressure of you pushing down is going to pop your nozzle. So how many is at a popper then? That's what we'll call it. So how many of you popped your nozzle? Go and give us a wave. I'm sure plenty of you have. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to fill this bag up, and I'm just going to fill this up with the violet colour first. So I'm not going to two-tone it up with this one. I'm just going to get this ready for, we're going to do purple roses today. So I'm just going to get a couple of bags ready. I'm also going to use the 1M Wilton tip as well today, because I know some of you keep asking me how to do a rose swirl. And then while I'm talking and doing these things, I'm going to talk to you about the Just Giving Fund. So didn't we do well, everybody? So that's the rose one ready. Okay, and we're going to two-tone. So let me just get this out of the way. I'm going to show you 2 ways of two-toning. So let's get this bag ready. What am I going to use? Right. So I'm going to use this nozzle, which is the Night Jasmine. Yeah. And I'm just going to two-tone it. So I'm going to two-tone it the way I like to two-tone it, because I find it a lot easier. So I get the piping bag, and I fold it over and put it over my hand there. And then I get the darker colour, and I'm just going to put a thin coat round. Yeah, so I'm just going to put a thin coat round. Sorry if I've turned it away from me. Sometimes I have to see these things myself. And I'm just using my spatula to just put that all the way around. And now we're coated. Let's just get a bit more. And then get a spoon. And then I'm just going to add some white that I made. Oh, 1 second. So when you're mixing your buttercream, okay, one of the things you must do, because people say, Carol, how do you get it so lovely and white? Okay, well, it's really very simple. Put the butter into the mixer and beat the living daylights out of the butter first, just the butter on its own. So when it's that yellow colour and you pop it in, just mix the butter, make sure it's room temperature, okay? Don't put it in out the fridge. Don't put it in hard. Make sure it's room temperature. So that was two-toning, holding it by my hand, okay? And now we're going to do two-toning cling film. So let's get this out of the way a moment. So some of you girls have been absolutely fantastic. It's been amazing, the results of what you've all done. And a lot better than me, some of you actually. So we're just going to put the cling film down here. And we're going to triple tone this, yeah? So we've got our pink.
A number of people have asked, can they have a list of all the nozzle names?
Right, okay.
We have that for all our trade customers, so anybody who emails us, we can send them that same list.
Yeah. Okay, what I will say to you about the nozzle names is I can't win, because I had on the website all the names of the nozzles in name order. And then I had so many saying, oh, can you just put them in number order? So I spent 2 days renaming everything. You can't just go on the website and rename it. You have to rename all your tags, your SEOs, your meta tags. You've got to name everything. And it took me 2 days to rename them all by putting them in number order first. So, but the names of the nozzles, personally, I don't think it really matters. Do you know what? Have a look what numbers you've got. Go back, have a look what's on the website and choose those, because those are just names that Alexandra and I have chosen for the Russian pipe and tips. And you know what, people say, how do you store your nozzles? Well, let me tell you how I store them. Very simply. There you go. They're all there. I just store them like that. That's all the nozzles. I just store them in a tub. I know which one's my favourites. You can pick these tubs up from anywhere. You can pick them up from B&M Bargains, Homebase, B&Q, Hobbycraft. You can pick them up anywhere. I know some of you have got them all in these lovely boxes that separate them all out, and they're all different. So some of you have them all separated out so that they all look lovely, and you stick stickers underneath them all. But you know what, there's so many of them, I'm surprised any of you have got actually any cupboards left. So I think just stack them all on top of each other. You'll have all your little favourites and just keep using those all the time. And the other recommendation is, when you are using the nozzles, don't use any more than 3 or 4 at a time. Always use a rose. Try and use, just try and use 3 or 4 different ones. Definitely no more than 4 at a time, it gets confusing. So there we are. So on the cling film now, I've just put our first colour. And then I'm just going to add our second colour. So I'm just going to spread that down to the bottom. A lot of people prefer to do it this way. I find it I think it looks nice and neat, but I do find it a bit messy if I'm really honest. Because once you've used what's in this cling film bag, you actually can't use any more. You've got to take it out of your bag and do the whole process again. But you know, if it works for you, then crack on. That's what it's all about. So I'm just going to get another colour here. So I'm just going to get white. Stick white in the middle. So if you notice, you don't put them all the same length. So we're just going to put white there. It's like making a sausage roll, this. I know some of you girls, after I've been showing you how to do it this way, you've all loved it and preferred it. So whatever makes life easy. So I'm just going to, should have done my cling film the other way so that you could see. I'll do it on that angle there. So when you get it there, you just pull it over so it meets the other side. Yeah? So is that met the other side there? Does that met it, John? Because I can't see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks like it.
without sticking my head in. And then you just go over, pat it round like a sausage. There you go. Over, over. So you can see that seam. So just bring the colours together on the seam. And there we go. And we've got a nice sausage of buttercream. Now, one of the things that does happen, make sure you pull all your buttercream, all your cling film, make sure it's all up. Because you know what I like, I'm really fast when I'm doing these things. So I twisted it all, and then I had trouble, it wouldn't come out my nozzle. And I realised that because some of the cling film was bent up, there was actually cling film in my nozzle, at the tip of my nozzle. So let's get the bag. Which one am I going to use here?
I've got a comment to say that the buttercream looks stiff. Does it have to be so stiff?
No, it's not stiff. It's very difficult to show you because when I'm, I don't know how I can show you. Do you know, I'm going to put it on my hand. So it's very difficult to show you. It's not stiff. It looks stiff because, you know, if you drop a bit, it looks stiff, doesn't it, if you drop a bit? But I don't know how to show you how soft it is. You know, let's just do that with 2 fingers. So probably not the best way to show you, but the quickest way to show you. But no, don't make it stiff at all. If you make it stiff, you're going to have problems. Now this buttercream is going to go onto cakes that I am not going to eat. So don't worry about me just putting that back in the bowl. And I have washed my hands. So these cakes are just going to go on display cakes because I can't get the photographer here till next week. So they'll be sat here waiting for him. So let's just wipe this down a moment. Yeah, so one thing is don't make it too stiff. If you have to squeeze hard on your bag, if you've got the shakes when you squeeze in, so what we're going to do now, we're going to use the bigger nozzle, doesn't matter which one you use. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut right the way across, like that. And we're going to pop him, that little sausage, straight in there. Yeah, so I can do that one. So that's that one. And then I'm going to use, just going to use the rest of the buttercream that's in this bowl.
And then you mix the butter before you make the buttercream.
Okay, well I beat the butter for a good 5 minutes. Definitely a good 5 minutes. So I beat it before I even added any icing sugar, a good 5 minutes. So I'm just going to do another way of two-toning as well. Just probably going to take this out. Let me get the spoon. So, go on then, what's in? Is there a question there? So I've got Maria and John looking at a question here. I think John can't quite see it properly, and Maria's going to try and...
I can see it, just can't understand it.
Oh, is it foreign?
Portuguese.
It's Portuguese.
Oh, Portuguese,
So
right.
Maria can't understand it either.
No, we can't understand it either.
I understand it, but I can't answer back.
So all I've done to two-tone that is just a little bit of the dark, a little bit of the pink, so that we can put this one in. So that's all I've done there.
Do you do evening classes or just weekend classes?
I only do weekend classes. I used to do them on a Saturday, but now I've got my beautiful granddaughter Jasmine. I've been volunteered to look after Jasmine on a Saturday, so classes are on a Sunday. I can juggle now and again. I have got a space available on the 9th of July, which is my next class. The £99 classes. It's a whole day, and you do go home with 24 cupcakes, a dome cake, and lots of advice and lots of fun. I do tell you to bring your own lunch. Do we ever get to eat it? No. But all the ladies that have come on the class, we've had a great time. And you do go away with lots of hints and tips. The class is 10:30 till 4:30. I've never yet finished a class at 4:30, mainly because we're all just enjoying ourselves, and I don't believe in a rush policy. So we've got a couple of bags there, so I'm just going to get my 1M tip done. So here's my 1M, ready for some rose swirls for you. So again, the 1M Wilton, we sell it on our website, okay? So that is $1.99 on the website. It's a great tip, and we're going to show you a couple of flowers and things to do with this. So I'm going to two-tone this one as well. So again, let's get out another palette knife. And I'm going to do this one in my bag. So in the winter, this goes really hard. And for you girls who've been following me when I started doing this in February, so you can just see how nice it is. So when I started doing this in February, it was freezing in here. So I had lots of problems trying to keep my buttercream soft, even with condensed milk. I was having to rotate it in the fan oven. So I've got bags of buttercream rotating in the oven. So I'm just going to two-tone this one. So here we go. And do all pink. We'll do a nice thick layer of pink instead of a thin layer. These are the only colours I'm going to use tonight. You also know I'm a big fan of the Colour Splash gels, which are over there. So just while I put some white in here, so let me just get this ball off a minute. So just while I get this ready, I'm going to let John just go over and have a look at the Colour Splash range. And the Colour Splash range, you can buy them, the Colour Splash gels. They're fantastic. So let's just fill this up. I'm going to fill this bag up as far as I can. Even though it's a small bag.
Somebody's asking about class dates in August.
The class date in August.
You'll be able to get it from the website.
Yeah, you'll be able to get it from the website. It's on the top of the website there. So I will have a look on my phone in a minute. We're based in Stockport, okay, it's well worth the journey. Accommodation locally is very, very reasonable. So there's a Premier Inn down the road and a new travel lodge at the train station, as soon as you come out the train station, and we're 15 minutes in a taxi from the train station. So let me just talk about the Colour Splash range and why I like them, okay? So there's 29 colours of the Colour Splash range, and I love gel colours. If you're going to use colours, I prefer these rather than liquids. All the other type of gels, like the Sugar Flare, Wilton, Pro Gel, they're all just as good, but I like these because they're just so neat and tidy. So you get it in a nice little tube like this, squeezy, easy to clean. You don't need any cocktail sticks to stick in, get all over your fingers, and you can squeeze, you know, start with a drop, and if you want more, add more. They're perfect for baking, so when you're baking they do retain the colour that it says on there. Obviously you have to put a little bit more in, but I've had no problems with the colour. It does take a while to get the browns and the blacks. You do have to use a lot more colour for that, especially if you're using a white colour anyhow. But if you're using a coloured fondant, like your sugar paste, if you're making something and you want to make it a bit darker, you only need to add a drop or two. So let's go back to doing these cakes again. Oh, and then I didn't mention these spears. I need to tell you a funny, well, it's not so much a funny story, really. When Alexandra and I were designing the nozzles, we came up with the ball tip nozzle, the spear, okay? And there's only one, you only need one, okay? And what we did is, because the Chinese were copying us, we decided to come up with this clever idea to make a few random ones, put them on the website. Nobody was allowed to buy them because they don't work. And we actually thought that was pretty clever, and unfortunately it backfired on us because the Chinese copied them, and these are the Chinese copies. So if you see these, there's actually quite a well-known company selling these, and they are Chinese copies. They're not their own designs, and I'm a bit surprised at that company for selling them. I actually thought they had a much better reputation. They call them twisty, okay, and they do tell you that the reason they've got a big hole in is so that you can fill them. The reason they have a big hole in is because they don't work. So you shouldn't have to fill up any holes, really. So as I say, we made these because they don't actually do anything different, and we thought we were being clever, but it backfired because the only winner out of it all was the Chinese, because they have sold thousands and thousands of these. And I've had too many customers on to me going, how do they work, Carol? What's the different designs? Well, there is none. Don't matter how you put them together, all that's going to happen is you're going to get a big hole. There's only one nozzle that works, and that's that one. It's the Oriental Ruffle. Sometimes we put these little holes in, but that's just for effect. This is the one we're currently using at the moment, and that will give you layers and layers of ruffles with the buttercream. Personally, I mean, it gives you a flat top as well. Personally, I prefer to use it with Italian meringue. It looks a lot better and it's nicer. But with buttercream, it just gives you loads and loads of really thin ruffles. Okay, so let's get back to our cake then. So let's start off with the Wilton. So the Wilton, I've put loads in this bag. So everybody wants to know how to do a rose swirl. Now I always like to hold my cake, but I am going to try and do it by holding it here, just so that Maria and John can film it for you. So just start in the middle, okay? So you start in the middle, you go round, 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 and off you go, okay? And that is your rose swirl. Yeah, I'll just do another one. So you start in the middle, make sure your nozzle is stood up straight, okay? So round, just go over, round, round, and pull off. And there you go. So I'm going to make 4 of those for our cupcake bouquet. So I'll just keep making them. I know it's boring for some of you who know how to do these, but not everybody does. So here we go again, round, round, just slightly overlap. And there's your rose. That's rose number 3. Yeah, see how that nice two-tone shade's coming out? And then with this one in Wilton, you could do yourself a hydrangea. So you could start here. So all you do, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And you just keep squeezing, a nice little ruffle. And one in the middle. Give yourself a little hydrangea. So I'm just going to match these up because we're going to need them for our ball of cupcakes in a minute. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. Looks like a hydrangea, doesn't it? So easy. And then I'm just going to do, so if you want to make a swirl, okay, put that in the middle and then go all the way round. Up you go, and you've got your nice ice cream swirl. Like that one? So how are we doing? Does everybody like them?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do them? So let's just do it again. So we'll just do it again. Let's move things out of the way. So for your ice cream swirl, okay, just on there, round in the middle, and then you're just going to go around and bring it up. And there's your ice cream swirl. So let's put that there. What else can we do with this nozzle? So with this nozzle, okay, so we can do this. People like this, so you can put a little flower on the end. And I'm just going to fill up my piping bag again. Bear with me. In fact, I'll come back to that one in a minute actually. Let me just fill it up. Let's see what we've got. So is anybody asking any questions, John? Does anybody, while I'm just filling my piping bag up?
I think we're okay. Laura's joined us, so she's been answering.
All right, very good. So anyhow, so let's talk about the Just Giving Fund.
A number of people have been putting up how much they've raised, so everybody's done very well.
So the Just Giving Fund, we've managed to raise £1,605, which is absolutely amazing. And still more people got to put in. So I will give a shout out because if you go onto our Just Giving page, so if you go to Just Giving Sugar and Crumbs, Just Giving Fundraising Sugar and Crumbs, or follow the link on our Facebook page there, it will take you directly to our Just Giving page. And even if you haven't give, you can still give now because I haven't actually sent it over to the Alzheimer's Society yet. And the reason I've not sent it over is that I've still got a few customers who are doing their event this weekend. So I've not had I'm going to send it over. I'm hoping to have everybody's money in by Monday of next week. So anybody who wants to put a little token of something, you know, just £2 would be nice. You know, even if it's only 50p, it'd be nice. Just something that you could pop in there. So let me just go and wash my hands again because they're mucky. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to give a shout out to those ladies who held their own events, because a few of our customers actually took me and John up on our offer of some bags of icing sugar, a couple of bags of icing sugar. When they placed an order, there was no minimum spend, and I think we had about 20 takers up on that offer. And if I can find my mobile phone, quite a few ladies have actually donated. So let me give a shout out to those ladies who did their own events. So the ladies who did their own events, okay, so John, if you're with us. So the ladies who did their own events and donated to the Sugar and Crumbs event, thank you very much. That was Amanda Long, Jenny Scholes, Sharon Lackenby, Karen Naylor and Antra La Janice. I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure, Antra. I think it's Antra. Is that Antra? Is that how you would say it? Yeah, so I'm saying it how it's spelled. So if I've got it wrong, I am really sorry. So those 5 ladies actually held their own events, either at their workplace or in their own home, raise funds and actually put it into our Just Giving Fund. So a massive round of applause to those ladies. And there's also lots of my own friends who've donated, and a lot of my Facebook friends, which are you, that donated as well, and I'm really very, very grateful for that. So those of you who haven't donated and you still want to, just £2. Let's see if we can get this fund up to £2,000, and I'm hoping with everybody else's money we can do that, which is fantastic. So let me just carry on here for a moment, and then so I'm just going to make sure that all these nozzles are exactly, so we've got a couple of different cakes. Yeah. So does anybody want me to do a rose swirl again, or a hydrangea again? Or have you got it? Got it? Mixed reviews? John's not saying anything, he's shaking his head. I'm not sure whether he knows if I understand what a shaky head is.
It's time delay.
Time delay.
We've got experts tonight knowing. Yeah, rose, please.
A rose, okay. So let's do it again. The roses are always better on a flattish cake. So let me see. So my cakes are always a little bit domed, but they're always better if they're on a flattish cake. So let's just go in here again, okay. It's a bit difficult for me to do it this way because I normally like to hold my cake, so you just go round and round and round and you pull off, okay.
Can we do one of each?
Do one of each, which is, yeah, of course we can. Yeah, let me see if we can find some flat cakes a moment. Okay, and then the ice cream one. So let's move that one out of the way. So the ice cream one, so you do a nice blob in the middle. If you don't do a blob in the middle, you'll have it hollow in the middle. And then what happens is it'll all cave in. So just give it that for that extra support. So where we started with the rose in the centre and went round, with this ice cream swirl, what we're going to do is we're just putting the blob in the middle. We're starting on the outside. We're going round, and when you get to there, you're going to lift up a level. Get to there, you're going to lift up a level, and then plonk it down. There you go. And that's your ice cream swirl. And then for your hydrangea,
what tip are you using?
I'm using the Wilton 1M. It's on our website. So for the hydrangea, this is so simple, just a squeeze. And all you're doing is go around, squeeze again, and one in the centre, and that's your hydrangea. And then, if I can, let me see if we can do this. Let's see if we can find another flat cake. A moment. Because these are really effective, these. So for you ladies who just haven't managed to get your self right with the Nifty Nozzles, so I'm just going to do this one. This one will give you a really nice ruffle effect. You have to do a little bit of a pumping action with this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to squeeze. And you can get a nice ruffle that way, because that's what takes your fancy. Some of you like it, some of you don't, but you're just doing a nice little ruffle effect with this one. So that's the Wilton 1M. I'm not going to play with that one anymore. I think we've done enough of that. And then we are going to go to this nozzle here, and this is our carnation. So when using Nifty Nozzles, so you notice with the 1M, I actually didn't put any buttercream on at all. Oh, let me just show you this as well. To finish off your rose, so you've got this, so to finish off your rose, you've got this little bit here. Okay, you can put a pearl there, you can put a little sweet there if you want, but we're going to put in a leaf, okay? So I'm just going to, my buttercream's gone a little bit too hard, so I'm shaking, so I'm just going to put in a couple of leaves just to finish that off, make it look pretty. So let's just finish these off. So just on that edge there, and how you do that is, show you again, there's your nozzle, it's got to have its mouth open, okay? So what we're going to do, we're just going to go where we finished off there, and you do mouth open, and I'm actually just going to turn the cake this way because of the way I want my leaf. But mouth open, we're just going to do a couple of little leaves. That just makes the rose a bit more finished off. So let's just get those out of the way. Let me finish these off. This green buttercream's gone a little bit stiff. I'm just using the Wilton 352 leaf tip here, and again just take it in. I'll just do a nice big one there, a small one in front of it, and I'll just get some pearls for those. Ooh. So on these here, you could just put some pearls just on the end of those to make those look pretty. So I'll stick them there. Orange one. Do the same the other side, just to finish off the edge. And then those little ice creamy ones there, you could put in so these ice creamy ones there, you could put in a Malteser, you could put in a flake if you wanted to, you could put a raspberry, a cherry, let's put one on as well. So we've got those on, and what else do we need? Just another one of those. I'll just put some pearls on here as well. That finishes them all off, the one we put our basket together. So it hasn't taken long to decorate these, has it, guys? What I'm going to do afterwards as well, I'm going to stop again, give you all a 15-20 minute break to get yourself a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and then come back and I'll actually sit down and answer questions with you myself. So anybody who wants to come back with me after. Right, so that's the Wilton 1M. So we're finished with that now. Let's crack on with some Nifty Nozzles. Okay, so the first one that we've got is the Sundancer Cup. And as you know, we put in this cling film bag of buttercream. We've triple toned it. So when I'm making using the nozzles, I like my cupcakes to be domed. So just put in a little bit of extra cake mix and on a slightly higher heat, and then just not supposed to put them on a higher heat, but that's how I like them, to give a bit of oomph. Okay, so this is our extra large nozzle and they're in the sale, and instead of $4.99 for this extra large one, I've reduced it to $3.99 for this week only. So let me just get my chair as well. And we're going to do this, and we're just going to squeeze onto the cupcake, squeeze, and we're going to pull off. Straight onto the cupcake, squeeze, and we're going to pull off. So you squeeze onto the cupcake. Okay, so I'll just show it there. So onto the cupcake, up about 1 centimetre, stop and pull off. Onto the cupcake, stop and pull off. And if anybody wants to know what this nozzle's called, it's called the Sundancer Cup, and it's one of my favourite nozzles. It really is very pretty. We've got the Sundancer and the Sundancer Cup, and the difference is that the Sundancer Cup goes all the way round, whereas the Sundancer splits in the middle, just gives a slightly different effect. So really very, very nice. So we'll just put on and do another one. So we're going to be all pinks and lilacs for this bouquet here. John, are you with us there? Don't know whether you can see us on there. Sorry, it's just maybe we're slightly distracted. And then this nozzle here, again, this is one of my favourites, and this is Night Jasmine. I love this one, and we've two-toned this one. So just a little bit of buttercream. If you don't put the buttercream on, basically your flour will probably won't stick to the cupcake. You don't need to put loads on, but what we'll do is, so we're just going to squeeze up 1 centimetre and off. Now there you go, this is a problem that does happen quite a lot, so don't panic, because I know you guys love it when it doesn't go right for me, but I'll tell you exactly why it didn't go right. I bagged these nozzles up before and they've been sat there drying, so they've got a little crust on the end. It's just dried, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to go again, don't panic. So you go onto the nozzle, squeeze up 1 centimetre and off, squeeze up 1 centimetre off, up 1 centimetre off, all the way round and in the middle there. Yeah, and that there is called the Night Jasmine. As the colour starts coming through, you'll see what it does. So we'll do a few more of those in a minute. So let's just use a bit of that wasted buttercream from that we lost there. So I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to use the rose now. So the rose that I've got here is the Romance Rose. And when I use the rose nozzles, I only like to use those in one colour. I don't generally two-tone the rose nozzles. So there we go, got the same problem again. First squeeze. I've just got it again. And that's only because we've left the bag sat there waiting while I've been talking to you all. So up, you can see it's come out perfectly fine. So we're just gonna, oops. I'm getting giddy here now, 1 second. So it might be because I've got no buttercream there, but generally it shouldn't be. Keep squeezing round, up 1 centimetre. I'm going to just have a little play on the worktop in a minute and just show you some of the mistakes that we make. Now these cupcakes are not finished yet, okay? This is just to show you. So if I can, Maria and John can just move back a minute and I'll just make a little bit of mess on this worktop and show you what people do. So I'm just going to put a little bit of buttercream there, okay? So just imagine that is the top of your cake. So just a little thin coat of buttercream, and I'll just show you what most of you do. Now, those who've been watching with me with Nifty Nozzles shouldn't be doing it anymore, but this is what some of you do. So you dangle your nozzle there, can't help it, and you have a little peep at it, and then you dangle it again, then you have another peep. I don't know whether you're expecting the flour to jump out on you, but if you start to dangle there, this is what's going to happen. So then you start to panic, and then you push it down and you come up again. So you get a few of these, or worse still, you get this type of thing because you don't stop. Okay, or the correct one is on and off. And some of you do this flat one. Okay, I don't know whether can you see that clearly, John? Mm-hmm. So I'll just try and do it there. So some of you do, and some of you do these, yeah, and some of you do that. So the correct ones is up and off, up, stop and off, up, stop and off, up 1 centimetre and off. Yep, and even I make a mock up of it. So that's how they all are. So let's get all those back in the bowl while I decorate a couple of more cakes for you. So we'll just get a few more cakes and we'll put these together. And then we're going to embellish them all as well a little bit. So we need to do a few little berries. So I'm just going to use the buttercream. I've just waited. So there we go. So we've got this nice Sundancer cup. So we're just going to do a couple of these for our cupcake bouquet. Up 1 centimetre. Look how beautiful that is. Up, up. In there. So I'll just turn it around so that you can see how lovely that flower is while you're having a look. And then we're going to finish them off with a few berries and leaves as well. So just let me do 3 of these. We've got one already. So, and you can see the different colours coming through. Now this is the one that we use with the cling film method. Yeah, and to get the 3 colours. So you can see the different shades have come out slightly different. And then we're going to do the rose. So it doesn't matter whether you use the large or the extra large. You can get plenty of flowers on. With the extra large you can get 5 flowers on. With the large you can get 7 on. So some people do panic when they see the size of these nozzles and go, oh my lord. I've even had a couple of customers send them back and said they're too big, and think that they're for professional people, but no, that's how they're meant to be. So let's just get another rose together. Is there anybody having problems tonight with their internet? Is anybody saying they can't get on?
One or two, but
just one or two?
Virtually no one.
Fantastic. Anyhow guys, what I do want you to do is, I'm so glad that you've joined us, but we do put our thing onto YouTube every single week. So we put it onto our page and then onto YouTube. I'm trying to get my YouTube following up. So if you've already seen some of our videos and you don't want to watch them again, I'd still be very grateful if you popped along to YouTube and just liked it. You do have to subscribe to put the thumbs up. We don't want any thumbs down. Okay, I'm requesting a thumbs up. So if any of you want to go along there and see any of our lives, plus Laura and I have done other videos as well that are on there, and all our 1-minute videos are on there. Is that correct, Maria? Yeah. So everything we've done is on there, and if you haven't seen all our videos, then you can go along there and watch them at your leisure. And the great thing is you can stop and pause and come back to them. You can fast forward and think, oh, you know, I don't want to watch Carol now. I want to watch something else. So go to the bits that you like. So let's just put this one on. Just going to make 3 of these, and then we're going to embellish them, and then I'm actually going to make an extended rose for you. So we've got that. So I just need to make 3 of each for my bowl of that I'm going to put together for you afterwards. So let me just see there. So you're on. And even I do fat ones, looking at, but you know what, it won't do any harm, that one. Another one. The main thing with Nifty Nozzles is just enjoying them. And when I first got them and when I did classes, I used to get out every single nozzle and I'd make sure each lady had about 10 nozzles each, me included. But you know what, it just gets messy. The best thing you can do is have a theme for your day. And like today, we've gone lilac, pink and white. So have a theme, choose three or 4 nozzles for the ones that you want to use today or tomorrow or whenever you want to do your next cake decorating project. Choose which colour and then don't get any more out. Put them all back in the tub and forget about the rest. So we've got all those there now. So let's do some embellishment. Oh, there's one nozzle I haven't used, the carnation. So let's take that out. So the carnation, I love the carnation one. It's a lovely square one. Squarish one. Let's get the buttercream on. So remember ladies, the genuine nozzles, the ones that have been designed by the original designer, and he deserves all the credit, is Alexander Levedeb. And then all the new designs that have come out are by my daughter Laura. I can't take the credit for those. Laura designed them all. And she's worked closely with Alexander, and they've both worked really hard on pulling these nozzles together. So I'd really appreciate if you voided, let's just do that. If you voided those copies, don't buy them and support the real designers. That's what it's all about. You would never have known about them if Alexander hadn't brought them to you first. And I'm working very hard with him at protecting the designs. He's truly grateful for all those that stand by us, and I know a lot of you guys do. So your nozzles need to have Nifty Nozzles on to be original, okay? Prior that, it had WST, which was Workshop Tulip. So if you've got WST on them, don't panic, they're originals as well, they're the first phase. And now they've got Tulip on and Nifty Nozzles. So we're just going to do through these. So just using these 3 different colours. So we've only used purple, pink and white. And look at the different tones variations, so you don't really need any more. That's why I'm not keen on that bouquet over there really, because I've used too many different colours. And I think it's a bit
We've got someone saying they've got icing seeping out at the bottom of the nozzle, so have to keep scraping it before using it for the next flower.
Right, okay, if you've got icing seeping out your nozzle, when you say seeping, do you mean just coming out of there? Does she mean that? That mess?
It's Mark. I'm not
It's
sure.
It's Mark. Is it our Mark?
No. You said she.
Oh, Mark. Okay, Mark. Well, really, I don't know whether you noticed, and I haven't used it here. I've got a massive big roll of kitchen roll. So the best thing that you should have is a piece of kitchen roll, okay? And when your nozzle gets messy, just give it a wipe. And they do get messy. But this is the first time I've had to use it tonight. So, you know, but I get messy as well. So it shouldn't seep out anywhere else. It just... Let's just go around there. So I don't clean it after every flower. Yeah. So that's our cupcakes for our bouquet. So I'm just going to now get ready the bags now for our little infills, because it's very important we have little infills just to finish it off. So we're going to use the Wilton round 10 and the Wilton 5. So let me get rid of these pots. Okay. I'm going to use this one. I'll make up my mind what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this berry one.
Oh, sorry. It's Tracy with under Mark's name, I think. Yes, it's seeping out of the bottom.
Seeping out the bottom of the nozzle or the bag.
No.
If she can answer the question, I'll be able to help her more. Does she mean the nozzle or the bag? So is that my number 10?
Yes, out of the bottom. I think it's the nozzle.
So if it's coming out of the nozzle, all she needs to do is just wipe it away. That's all. Just wipe it away with a bit of kitchen roll. But I think it's probably because when she makes her flower, she's not getting a flower straight away. She might be just pressing down on it. She's not forming a flower properly.
Yeah, no, it's coming out of the bottom of the nozzle.
Yeah, so that's right. Well, basically what that means is she's not forming a flower properly. She's actually dangling the nozzle. She may not think she's dangling, but she is dangling a nozzle. And therefore she's getting excess buttercream. So let me get another bag there. So we're just going to make some berries. So you can hear this ruffling here. I've just done some green there. And I'm just going to cut my berries. I like these. I think they always help to finish off the cake a little bit better. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put white in here. So I've used 1 kilo of buttercream tonight. What I've actually used is 500 grams of butter and 1 kilo of icing sugar. That's what I've used tonight.
What flavour are you on tonight?
What flavour am I on tonight? I have to tell you it's pina colada, okay? But I've had to mix it with a bag of pineapple because I realised I only had 1 bag of pina colada, 1 bag of pineapple, and then if you look over there, stupid me wasn't thinking, I've got a bulk bag of lemon drizzle and completely forgot about it. So it could have all been lemon drizzle. But instead we've got pina colada and a bag of pineapple mixed together. So on our nozzles now, what we're actually going to do, we're just going to do some little berries. So we're just going to do little balls. I'm going to do them in clusters of 3. I'm just going to put them around. I'm going to do them there. So let me just... This really finishes them off. And then we'll add some leaves. And when you do the little ball, just try not to pull it up pointy. It doesn't really matter because we'll push it down with the next one. And you don't have to be too neat with these. If you wonder why mine's coming off, is because there's no buttercream in the middle, so down there for it to stick to, so I'm just having to push in. So we've got that, and then we're just going to fill in. So where we've got the berry now, I've got my little 5 tip, and I'm just going to fill in there, just put a little white. So, anybody asking questions, John, with the silence here with you and Maria? I love it when John's helping. Do you guys, hey? Doesn't ask too many questions, does he, John? And we get our leaf tip.
Laura and Caroline now asking questions.
Oh, well, that's great. Okay, right. So we've got our leaf tip here. So I'm just going to give this a little warm because it's been sat here for a while and I had to squeeze it really hard before. So it's hardening up. We've got all the windows and doors open because I was so hot before. So I'm just going to pop in a couple of leaves just to finish it off. And there's cupcake number 1. So let's put that over there. So can you just move your arms back and me put that there? And then I'm going to do one of the big ones. Okay, and I've just smudged that one and put my hand on it. So let's do a couple of berries here. So you can see these berries will be a bit better here. Just put them round. So any of you who are a bit bored and you've seen all this put together, I'm going to be doing this for a couple of minutes. So if you want to leave your iPad running while you're going, quickly nip to the loo, go and put the kettle on ready for having a break. So we'll just put the little beads in. And those who haven't seen it before, keep watching, just so you know. And all we're doing is that berry there, we're just pushing it into the berry and just filling it up with a little bit of white. Yeah. And then get my leaf tip. And the leaf tip, again, I'm just going to put it there. So where the flower is, just going to squeeze, put it there, squeeze, put it there, and there. Yep.
Which 3 tips have you used to fill in?
The 3 tips I've used is the Wilton 10 round, okay, the 10 round and the 5 round, and they're on our website. I can't really, I think they're £1.50 each, the rounds. I think they're £1.50 each. Maybe somebody can just pop over and have a look. It just sort of pulls your little bouquet together. It's gone really cold in here now, hasn't it? So remember guys, if you want your genuine Nifty Nozzles, they've gone in the sale today. I put them live just before we came live. So I've reduced them. So the normal nozzles are £3.49, and I've reduced them to £2.25. Okay, and your extra large nozzles that were £4.99 are down to £3.50. So I've got a missing bubble. So I'm just going to keep doing these. And I am going to go on and show you how to do an extended rose. But you're just going to have to bear with me because I need all these finished to put this cupcake basket together. So anybody who's not seen them before, like I say, if you want to go and get yourself a brew, But if you want me to finish off this cupcake bouquet, this basket, I've really got to, I forgot the leaves for this one. I've really got to finish every one. So it's going to take me 10 minutes or so. So just bear with me and I'll try and do some of them a little bit different. So you don't have to put berries on every one. It just makes it look nice. So just put the leaves in between each flower. And then what you can do, you can do some little leaves like that there if you want to. Ooh. Let's get this one. So I'm just going to put some nice big leaves in this one. No berries. For different effects. There you go. So do you guys want to have a break now and I'll finish off all the flowers? So what time is it now? It's 9:20. So give me 10 minutes. It's not catch up. I'm going to turn off now so that all of you can go and have a quick loo stop, get that kettle on, get yourself a cup of tea. By then I'll have finished putting these together and I'll be ready then to put them all on the bowl and I'll do an extended rose for you as well. So I hope to see you back in 10 minutes. All right, see you then. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2. Quite a long session, so I hope you all got a cup of tea and managed to nip to the loo. So I finished off the cupcakes, so if John just wants to have a quick look at these so we can talk through them. What we actually did is we triple toned with the cling film method for these, and I've used the the Sundancer Cup. So it's the Sundancer Cup that we've used. It's the extra large nozzle, and I've put it in the Sum of Madness sale for Nifty Nozzles. So instead of $4.99 each, they're $3.50 each. They're live on the website now. And then here we've used the Night Jasmine. I love the Night Jasmine. I just love this little twisted effect that it has. So these are very pretty. We've just added bees and berries and made them just all a little bit different. We've used the carnation here, so you can see as you're using your colours how the different tones come through. So this is the carnation, and then we did the rose swirl. Okay, so we ended up doing 5 of those, added leaves to them. Just did this zigzaggy pattern here, and unfortunately I put my thumb through that one before. And then we did the little hydrangea effect with the 1M Wilton. So 1M Wilton, 1M Wilton, 1M Wilton. And we did the ice cream effect with the 1M Wilton. And then, and if John catches up with me, this is the romance rose that we've done with the roses here. So before I start putting this basket together, I'm just going to show you how to do a big rose with the nozzles. I'm just going to two-tone. So we're going to use the romance rose with the purple in again. Okay, so I just have to hope it hasn't gone dry on the nozzle. In fact, I'll just get that cloth. So when you're leaving your nozzles, when you're leaving them, which I did before, I was set for a while, they do set. So, you know, just maybe leave a little damp cloth over them. And then I'm actually going to two-tone this nozzle, and this is the Wilton 104. And you'll see with the Wilton 104, it's got a wider bit at the bottom and a thinner bit at the top. Cut your bag the same. The wider bits, just so that you know which way round that your nozzle has to be. Always think about, if you pull petals off a flower, the thickest part is the base. So this always has to be the base, and the thinnest part is always the top of the petal. And we're going to two-tone this one. So it's a bit of a performance two-toning this way, but we're going to give it a go. So I've got some of the purple buttercream, and I'm just going to slide it onto the top. Okay, I'm just going to slide it onto the top there, so that you can see half and half in the bag. Yeah, got that? And then we're going to get the white buttercream, and we're going to push that right down there. So just keep pushing the white down. Doesn't matter if it gets a bit of the purple muddled up into it, but just try and push as much as you can down there. So next week, guys, I'm not here next week. I'm actually in Malta, and I'm doing a class in Malta. I've got a whole day session. I've got a morning session and a nighttime session for the cake story in Malta. So I'm going over there to do a nozzle demonstration. So we was going to give you a miss next week, but I've managed to talk Laura and Marie into doing a session. So next week it will be just Maria. Maria's going to do the filming, and Laura is going to do the demonstration. And next week she's going to make you a summer berries pavlova using the icing sugars, and she's going to make you a unicorn cake using the Nifty Nozzles. And funny enough, I have to do a unicorn cake while I'm at the cake store in Malta as well. So I don't know whether we can go live in those sessions, but I'm going to see if we can. We'll be 4 hours ahead. So I'm going to try it. We're going to pop up Tuesday sometime. So I think my class is 10:30 in Malta, which is 4 hours ahead from here. What is it? John's shaking his head. Malta? That isn't. It's longer than that. Oh, John's saying it's 1 hour, but whatever it is, I'm going to put it on for you. So, so let's go back to our cupcake. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a rose cupcake here. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do this one first. So a little thin layer of buttercream. And all we're going to do is extend the rose, and it's just an easy way to do it, that's all. So just remember, I want you to come and support Laura next week. She's a bit worried going solo, but she's great at telling you guys. She's so much calmer, and she tells you thoroughly all the information. And Maria will be filming, which means that Maria will probably shout out questions. So what we're going to do is, when you do the rose, the extended rose, we're going to put it just to the top of the cake. Okay, we're going to squeeze up 1 centimetre and we're off. And then we're going to get our Wilton 104. So there's our Wilton 104. Now this is a bit difficult for me to be able to show you, but I'll try and show you. So what I'm actually going to do is, don't smudge me cakes, John Moyer. So what I'm going to try and do is we're going to do half a semicircle. So half a semicircle. And you'll start seeing shortly the two colours coming through. So we're going to do half a semicircle. Doesn't have to be neat, okay, it can be rough, and mine's always rough. Okay, so half a semicircle, and the next one is half a semicircle. Doesn't matter whether you're left-handed or right-handed. I'm right-handed, so I'm going right to left. If you're left-handed, go left to right, whatever your hand suits you, whichever's comfortable. So I'm going to go around twice, and you'll see this start to build up.
Malta's 1 hour ahead.
Malta's 1 hour ahead. Right, so next week I am doing a session at 10:30, which is 11:30 here. So sometime between 11:30 and 12:30 we'll be going live. So can you see how this rose is coming together, guys? What do you think of it with that lovely two-tone? Can you see it? How lovely that is? How pretty is that? That's really very nice, isn't it? So, got to big myself up, haven't I? So then I'm going to put another rose on here. So squeeze, put the rose on. Okay, I'm going to do exactly the same again. I'm just going to start from here. So again, half a semicircle, half a semicircle. And we're just going to go around. And you'll notice I won't be able to go all the way around. So I'm just going to have to tuck him in there. And then I'm going to come round again, and again, and again, and again. I'm just going to tuck him in. Yeah? So we've got 2 roses on. Now one of the things that we now need to do is extend this rose. So let's get the buttercream down in the tube. And you'll see that it's not really muddled up very much. It's kept its colour. So let me get my damp cloth, whatever I did with it. What did I do with that damp cloth? Kitchen roll out. What did I do? So what we're going to do now, how we've got this rose, so I'm just going to, if you got it there, so I'm going to lie it down. So when I went with the nozzle before from left to right, now I'm coming from right to left. So if you can just see here, I'm just going to squeeze it and I'm going to do half a semicircle. Okay, did you see that? So, and I've laid this nozzle down, so I'm just going to go in and another half, in and another half, in and another half, and it's just a half each time. And look how fabulous that is. Yeah, do we like it? Feel free to tell me you love it. I really don't mind. Are we loving it? That's good.
Yep.
So what we're going to do then is I'm just going to do the same again on this little one here.
What colours are you using?
So I've used violet,
Which brand?
the Colour Splash range. I will tell you that I used only a bit before. Okay. I used only a bit before. So let me just bring you over here. So when I've used only a drop, you come over here. This is the violet when I've only used just a drop, okay? So it gave you that light shade there. And then I added a bit more colour and you got this darker shade, this one. And then I've added a whole load of colour to get this colour, okay? So we've got this rose cup here, so if we go back to it. Now some of you ladies have managed this, I've showed you this one before several times. And quite a few of you now have managed it. So is John back with me? Let's finish off this cupcake, John. Okay, so we don't want to just leave it like that. So we've got to go back to putting our berries on. So we're going to go back to putting our berries on. So we're just going to put a few random berries there. Yeah. I'm going to go around this side as well. Putting a few berries. I don't know whether you can see there, John. I don't like to do even numbers, I like to do odd numbers. So we're just going to fill it in with the white. Who's going to have a go at doing this one? So these are great for wedding cakes. These, you know, for like wedding favours. Put one on in front of each person's table setting. Or if you've got an event for a mother or something like that. So let's get the leaf nozzle. And we're just going to finish it off now with a nice big leaf. Okay, so for the leaf, okay, remember it's smiley face. So I'm just going to show you, so we're going to go in here. So we're going to go in here, we're going to do a really big leaf. Can you both see it, Maria and John? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're just going to go in and we're going to squeeze a nice big fat leaf. And we're going to come up there and I'm going to squeeze another one in just behind it and it looks like that. So there we go. I don't think we need to add any more to this flower. What do we think, guys? Now, does anybody want me to repeat that? Because I'm happy to do it one more time. John's not, but if anybody would like me to repeat it, I'm happy to do it one more time. Maria and I are laughing. And if anyone can see the ovens behind, maybe you might catch a glimpse of John. So, are we happy with that then? Are we happy with the one rose, or what are they saying, John?
They're fast learners.
They're fast learners. Okay, so let's move on. I'll tell you what, I'll do it in catch up. Okay, so let's get this rose down here. And now let's get this basket together. So just move everything out of the way.
Just run through the nozzles used again.
Right, so the nozzles that I've used tonight, I've used the Sundancer Cup.
No, for the cupcake bouquet.
For that cupcake bouquet there, I've used the Romance Rose, and I've used the 104 Wilton. I've used the 10 Wilton round, the 5 Wilton round, so they're all on our website. So it's the Romance Rose, which I think is number 109. Is it number 109? Romance Rose? 109 for the Romance Rose, which we did the centre with. And then to extend it, the Wilton 104. And then we used the berries, which is the Wilton 10 round and the Wilton 5 round. And we used the Wilton 352 leaf tip. Yeah. Now I do the full set on the website. It's called a Cupcake Bouquet, and every nozzle to make this is in that website. It's £7.49 for the bundle. Okay, so that's the best place to go and buy that bundle really, and then you get discount on it as well. So you'll get a rose nozzle in there, the 104, the round 10, the round 5 and the leaf. So if you want to make that, go and buy the Cupcake Bouquet bundle set off the website, and the website is www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. Go into shop and drop down to Nifty Nozzles. If you go into each and every nozzle, the recipe for the buttercream is there too. Yeah. So let's get this little basket of goodies together. So all I've done here is just to make things a little bit different, okay? I've just picked up a bowl. I picked this one up from B&Q, so I'm sure B&Q will be happy with that advertisement. And then all I've done is picked up some, what do you call this paper? I don't know what you call it.
Onion paper.
Pardon? Onion paper.
Tissue paper.
Tissue paper, well done, John. Maria's from Spain and thinks it's called onion paper, but no, it's not. I was going to use this stamp actually, but it's too busy rotating, so it's getting on my nerves. So all I've done is I've put four colours together, cut them into squares roughly, not nice and neat, pushed it together and squeezed. So I've just prepared a whole load of those, and John, just watch your iPad, cut my flowers there. So, okay, so I've just done a whole load of those ready. And then I picked up this spear. Now this comes as a dummy as two, and I forget where I bought these, but if you go into Hobbycraft or any good florist or any hobby store, they do styrofoam, or they do that flower oasis stuff, I call it. I think they call it foam or something now, but they do it in green and brown. But basically you just want half a dome. So this is our bowl. Then you need some cocktail sticks, and just while I'm thinking about it, girls, I've made these cupcakes in normal cupcake cases, but what really does help is if you use the tulip wraps, and we have a great selection on our website of tulip wraps, so they'll help and make your life a lot easier. We've got them in whites, pinks, blues, reds, greens, blacks, purples. We've got polka dot pink, polka dot blues. We've got loads of different coloured ones, so pop on there. If you don't want to come making this effort, make them all in the tulip wraps and put them together. Now, with it being stereo foam, okay, what this does is, as you start to put the cakes in, it's going to push the weight of the cake up and out the bowl. So you will need to hold it. So what we're going to do is, we are going to put 2 cocktail sticks in, and we're going to start our first cake here. So there's our cocktail sticks, and we're going to put our first cake on. Yeah, so that's cake number 1. And if it's not right, just poke the sticks up. I have to get them right. Sometimes I poke them too far straight, and then other times. So there you go. So that's cake number 1. So can you see how it's pushing it now? So that's cake number 1. Push itself all out the bowl soon. So let's do this. I'm just going to keep going round. So simple this to put these together. Cocktail sticks are really very cheap as well, so you can buy them anywhere. I'm just going to keep going round our cake. These make a great table decoration. So again, 2 sticks, stand them so they're up. This is great when you bring this out on Sunday, when you're doing Sunday lunch and you've got everyone round. Bring this bad boy out. They're going to love it. Just wait till you see how clever you are. One tip I would give you is when you make your cupcakes as well, my buttercream's still very soft. Pop your cakes in the fridge for a little while, just so that those cakes can go hard. Okay, because otherwise you start scratching all your buttercream like I do. So let's do this one. Soon comes together. I haven't counted how many cakes we're going to need, so I think I'll use one of each one. I need a rose there, don't I?
iron down first, which is probably...
Yeah, you could tape it down, and I did think about taping it down with sellotape, but it was a bit of a ball ache. And the other thing is, it leaves all your balls sticking. If I wanted to use my ball at a later date, I'll end up having the sticky stuff off the tape. But it depends what you want to use your ball for afterwards, I suppose. So I'm just going to put this one in here. I'm just going to keep going round. So easy to put these together. And this ball, where I've done that other one multicoloured, that other one, if you're wondering what base I've used there, I just went into the garden centre and picked up one of those terracotta bases. So if you're just wondering what it was that I've used for that one. So even if you can't find yourself a new ball, I'll get John just to go over and have a little peep at it there while I just carry on putting this lot together. Give it a quick look. So foundation, we've done that one. Trying to get these organised in order. I'm going to put one more cake in. Yeah, so all that is just a terracotta base from the garden centre. That's all that is. So how many cakes have we got on here now? So let's just get this one in here. So once you get them all on, they're even. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 cupcakes there. God. Let me just get this one out of the way. We can't crush this one. So let's keep going. And then the next one is going to go here. So just put those on. Keep going. Such easy display, because all of you do those boxes, don't you? But this you can use anything. I actually picked up a silver bucket as well from Hobbycraft. Just picked up one of those like galvanised bucket things and did one with that. If you want me to put one of those together for you one week, I will do. I'm trying to do a bit of guesswork here. If you guys weren't here, I'd better look about and sort of arrange them all nice and neat. But you know as it is when I do all my demos, so anybody who's watching professionally saying, oh, I could have done a better job than that. Well, maybe you could, but I have to do this while I'm not actually looking at it, if I'm honest, so that they can film where I put it together. So let's put the creme de la creme one on here. Let's put the big one on. Let's put that on. Right in there. And then we should be able to get another 2 cupcakes in. Squash one in there. Get the roses in. And then we should get the last one in there. So it's pulling together nicely. Are you all liking it? What do you think, guys? Who's going to rush off and buy all your nozzles cheap? So any of you guys who've got loads of nozzles, go and grab them while you can, while they're all going cheap. And those guys who haven't started, so I've just squashed that one a bit. So then we're going to get these little tissue wrapper. So do we like this? So there we go. So there's 10 cupcakes on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cupcakes second and 1 there. So that's 17 cupcakes that we've got. And then for the tissue paper, I've just squeezed those and then I'm just going to stick a little cocktail stick through them. Okay, now I have seen some people use buttercream, put buttercream flowers, and I have tried that effect. Not buttercream flowers, buttercream leaves, but if you put a big buttercream leaf in there, it's really messy trying to take the cupcake off. So I'm just going to push that in there with a cocktail stick. So does anybody want to ask any questions when I put all this lot together? So anybody got anything they want to ask? Are you liking it? Are you enjoying Monday nights, by the way? John's seriously thinking of us doing a morning show. Who's interested in a morning show once a week? So I don't know which day he was thinking of. Hopefully not a Tuesday because I'm knackered after a Monday night. But he was thinking of doing a morning show. So let me know if that's of interest to you. Because we was thinking of maybe doing an 11 o'clock session. Mainly to give me time to get everything ready. And I was thinking possibly on a Thursday. So for people who don't get a chance to watch me at night time, or they're on a night shift, or you know what, you've got rid of the kids, they're all at school, put your feet up. Would you like me to do a session on a Thursday? So that'd be quite interesting if we can have some feedback for that as well. And then also, I would be really grateful if you go over to our YouTube site as well, and go to our section there. So just go to YouTube, find Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles, okay? Even if you've watched all our Facebook Lives, you do need to subscribe, okay? It's free to subscribe. You don't have to pay any money. You do need to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it if you all help my viewings and you went along there and just like them all or re-watch them all for us, just so that we can show people that people are watching them. Because you are all watching the videos, really. But just that YouTube don't know about it because you watch them on Facebook first. So I'd really appreciate if you could go and do that. Don't put any thumbs down though. If you want to put thumbs down, message me and tell me what the problem was. Okay, so this is pulling together nicely. So who's going to make one of these then? Fancy making one of these, something a bit different? I'm just going to leave it for there now, and then I'm going to finish the rest later because I always do a catch-up session. So, hello John. So I always do a catch-up session, okay, and the time now is 7 minutes past 10, and I'm going to come back to you and do the catch-up. But first of all, I want to tell you last week's prize winners. Now, Karen Davies was here last week with her super Buttercream Flowers mould, okay? And I will tell you, it is amazing. And she did a fantastic demonstration. And in a couple of weeks, I'm actually going to repeat the same cake. So I'm going to do it again myself in a couple of weeks for this mould. But this mould is amazing. It's got 12 flowers. These are buds, by the way. So you put that in and out pops a bud. So 1, 2, 3 buds. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 flowers. That's a cluster of flowers. You've got your leaves there, a group of leaves, and a single leaf there. And it's $17.99, this mould. Excellent quality. It's Karen Davies. She only just released it on last Friday. And she came and showed us first on our show. So all of you have been fantastic who've been buying this. And then Karen Davies sugar paste. This sugar paste is amazing. As you can see, I've used them already. Okay, it's £6.50 a kilo. So to me, that's really very, very reasonable. So you can use this for her flowers and for the cake. And this is marshmallow flavour and it tastes amazing. So I think you might know where that bit's gone to. So I'll never lose weight while I'm doing this job. So £6.50. Anyhow, I said that I would do a prize for the sugar paste, but Karen has offered to do the prize herself. So the winners that I picked tonight get 2 kilos of the white sugar paste. They get 1 vanilla and 1 marshmallow. So I'm just going to shout out the prize winners. And the prize winners are, just 1 second, Elaine Hollywell. So well done, Elaine. Zoe Quacker. I think it's Quacker. So I'll get John to pronounce it because he's much better than me. It's K-A-W-K-A. So K-A-W-K-A. Zoe Corker. And then Nesma Saeed Khan. I think it's Nesma, N-E-S-M-A. So Nesma Saeed Khan. So you're a winner. Wendy Garrett is a winner. And Terry Marie Neal is a winner. So those are the winners for the sugar paste, okay? And if you can message me your full name and address with full postcode, we're going to get out 2 kilos of the Karen Davies sugar paste to you. And I will tell you, you'll definitely come back for more. It's £6.50 a kilo. It tastes fabulous. So well done, ladies, on winning those. And I've just realised I've only announced 5 winners and there's 6 winners. I've missed one. So you're going to have to find out who that is in Catch Up Live, because I've not typed it on. So I'm going to have to frantically go and find out who that is. So there's 6 winners and 5 of you I've announced. That's Elaine Hollywell, Zoe Kawa, Kawka.
Zoe's on, it's Kafka.
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 Kafka. Right, Zoe, I bet you're chuffed. You're a winner. Well done. Nesme Sahib Khan, okay, Wendy Garrett, and Terry Marie Neal. You're all winners. So message me your full name and address, and those will go out in the post to you tomorrow or Wednesday, okay? We'll get those out to you. And there's another winner. Somehow I've not actually typed it up, so I'll go and find out who that is, and I'll announce that in Catch Up. So I'm going to finish this. You lot go and get another cup of tea and do a wee stop, and I will be back 10:30, because I'm going to go and make myself a brew as well. And if none of you can come and watch us on Catch Up, you know what, watch me tomorrow. It'll be on YouTube. So Marie's going to put the first session on YouTube now, okay? The first session is already on Facebook. This is the second session. This will go live to Facebook in about 15 minutes, and we'll be able to put the second session on YouTube in the morning, or Maria might do it at home, I don't know. And I'll catch you for Catch Up when it's just me, because Maria and John will have gone. So ta-ta for now, and I'll see you soon when I've finished putting this together. Cheerio, bye.